Hello and welcome to Talk a Game. It's just finished West Ham United 0, Burnley 3. Lots to talk about on and off the pitch, and plenty that's on the pitch that shouldn't be on the pitch. Gonzo, first half though, let's quickly run through this. First half was 0-0. We had two massive chances though, Arnautovic, and then especially Lanzini. Pope was backtracking in no man's land. Credit to Pope, he made two good saves. Depends what angle you're sitting at, because I'm side on, so I can't really tell if it's just at him or not. But you've got to take them chances in any game, never mind a 6-pointer like that.
Well, we saw against Swansea what the midfielder did when he placed it low and into the corner. We needed a bit of that. I thought it was very much against the keeper. I thought Lanzini in particular was a very, very good chance. We were in the ascendancy at that point. Antonio was certainly getting the better of his fullback, or alas, there was no centre forward in the middle. I thought we were in the ascendancy, and Arnautovic should have scored, and certainly Lanzini should have scored. We should have gone in at least 1-0 at half time. Yeah,
two key plans. The frustrating thing for me in the first half was Antonio was doing well to beat his man. He was getting past him, but one, he was crossing with his weak foot. I mean, at one point he crossed it with the outside of his right foot or something, but there was no one to aim for. Arnautovic was in there, but half time he was over helping Antonio beat his man, and we're aiming for Mario Lanzini. It was just a bit frustrating. But the worst thing is, we kept trying it. We tried it once, two times, 3 times, but it wasn't working. After 3 times, stop it. No, we'll try it 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Okay, no, we'll try it. We'll stop it. But just after half time, this is the pivotal moment in the game for me.
Yeah.
2 managers, 1 manager makes a sub, and that's Sean Dyche. He brings on Chris Wood, he goes for attacking. Our manager stand there having a centre midfielder / centre back and Declan Rice warm up at the same time. 1 manager wanted to win, and it wasn't our one. And the impact was like that. Straight away, Chris Wood was in there hustling, bustling, winning everything. We couldn't contain him. And it was only a matter of time until they had a disallowed goal. That would have gave them confidence and momentum a little bit. And it was only a matter of time until they made it 1-0 from then on though. And our manager did fuck all about it.
Well, I totally agree. And for those of you that watch this, we come straight out of the game and we record this. We don't talk beforehand. So I've literally pressed stop on the vlog. And if you've watched the vlog, you'll see that I basically say exactly the same thing as Gio has just said. We've not conferred at all. During the game, I basically said that Dyche has outsmarted Moyes. The substitution of Wood, I said a masterstroke. It wasn't a masterstroke. It was just a standard substitution. He reacted to how the game was going. They both went in at half time. It was 0-0. And it came out. He had a little tweak of things, and it worked wonders for him. He squared the ball for Ashley Barnes, I believe, who finished simply and well and effectively. But Wood was quicker and stronger than Ogbonna, and well, what a great substitution. And whilst Sean Dyche was on the sidelines, I mean right on the touchline with his shirt off, he'd taken his jacket off, he had his shirt on, he was there, he was shouting instructions. Moyes was still there as ever, as is the accusation, had waited another 10 minutes to react.
Dithering, that's what he's doing, he's dithering. Well, we all wanted to see a change. We thought maybe we could get someone else West Ham on the pitch, please, David Moyes. Well, we've got someone else West Ham. It wasn't a substitution, it was a fan. Went on the pitch with a bit of paper. I don't know what the bit of paper said. He was on the pitch for a long time. It was only about a minute. It's not that long, but when you're all standing there watching him, it's a long time. Then Noble manhandles him, throws him to the floor, picks him up. Hart and Collins have to go grab Martin Noble. Lee Mason's suddenly thinking, what the fuck do I do here? He's got Martin Noble over. He should have been sent off, in my opinion. I don't know the rules, and I don't think Lee Mason was 100% sure of the rules either. I don't think he knew what to do with Noble. Noble lost his head. I think Collins lost his head. And there was a couple of other players, I think, just lost it. But this was 3 or 4 fans ran on the pitch. Burnley won the game at that point.
Well, it's really hard to know what to say, because we play in these videos and we think we're going to talk about who plays left back and who plays up front. We don't expect things like that. The guy around to the pitch showed amazing dexterity. He had a fabulous low centre of gravity, the fella on the pitch, because he managed to evade many of those stewards. Something certainly went on with Noble. Listen, I've got it on the vlog. I just think if you're onto the pitch, you're fair game. But I do understand the frustration, because I think they were denied their chance to march. I think a lot of fans turned up today thinking they were going to march. They had a chance to protest. They were denied that chance. It was always going to boil over. it was always going to boil over if we went behind, and we did go behind. There was also other stuff which I didn't record, which happened in the stands as well. I don't know how that happened down where you were, but there was certainly kerfuffles, to put it mildly.
I don't know. I didn't see it accurately. Let's just call it unpleasant.
Yeah,
you don't want to see fans in among each other, but I don't know what was being said. It might have been fans and stewards, I don't know. But the main one is fans straight away went over to the West Stand, under where the boards sit, and that crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I got texts from people saying Sullivan, Brady and Goldall got asked by security to leave. Someone said Sullivan had blood on his face, someone hit him with a cotton, but I don't know if that's true. That's just what...
I've heard that as well, so but we don't know. Rumours spread.
But also, Trevor Buchan apparently got asked to leave, and Trevor Buchan refused to leave, apparently. Apparently he stayed behind, but that was a big crowd over there by the end of it at the West Ham. But it was only a matter of time before goal number 2 and goal number 3 come. We had lost our heads. The last 15 minutes of the game, I barely seen any of it. I was looking all around the ground at what was going on. Everything was just, there was stuff happening all around the ground. It wasn't just one place, it was everywhere. But goal number 2 come, Chris Wood scored it. Can you remember? I can only remember one goal. Goodmanson shot, Hart fumbled it, shite save, bollocks. Chris Wood tapped in, but I think that might have been the third. But I can't remember the second one now. But Wood definitely got it anyway. But the second one went in. Fan comes on the pitch, picks up the corner flag, plonks it down in the middle. More fans go on the pitch. Crowd over at the West Stand gets a bit bigger. It's a sad day for West Ham United, or a good day. It depends on your view. You might see this as a good thing, or an iconic day. But the back pages of the paper isn't going to be West Ham 0, Burnley 3. It's going to be West Ham fans. It's hard to know what to say, really. I'm a little bit in shock, I think.
Yeah, I was doing the vlog. I relied heavily on Tone and Mike, who were next to me. I was absolutely gobsmacked, and I'm a gobby little shite at the best of times. I'm never stuck for words. That was very, very weird, and obviously we're here to try and talk about the game, but it's very hard to talk about the game. I think we've discussed it. We lost 3-0 to Burnley, who made a tactical switch at half-time. That's what happened. We didn't react. And what happened with the fans... I just can't lay any blame at those fans at all. I think they've seen enough. They've had enough. Should you run on the pitch? No, you shouldn't. But I do understand why they did. I do understand what was going on. And I think it's a pivotal moment for West Ham. I think we'll look back on this moment. I think it's a very, very sad time. There weren't cameras. The Bond scheme, there weren't people didn't have cameras on their phones during the Bond scheme. And the brownout and stuff like that, so a lot of it didn't get archived. I think this will be seen as a pivotal moment. I think there'll be, by the time we get home, there'll be a lot of people that have uploaded stuff to social media that's happened today, and we'll know a lot more about it than we know now, than actually just a couple of fellas stood on a boat when, without having looked at our phones and looked at the information, we don't know. But I think a lot of stuff's happened today. Today is a pivotal moment. How the league will reflect on it, I don't know. How the FA will reflect on it, I don't know.
This is it. You could get a points deduction for that, I think. The most extreme action would be a points deduction. If that happens, we're already in deep shit as it is. You throw in some point deduction. But it's not just that. There was the players, they've lost their heads in that game. Noble stormed off. Two players at the final whistle. I'll tell you what, at the final whistle, no one left. Well, people left, but I don't know how long you were there. We were there about 10 minutes after the final whistle.
Yep.
There was a lot of people just standing. Marko Navich left about 5 minutes after the full-time whistle himself, stayed on the pitch, walked up. I think he signed stuff for kids and walked down. Got a standing ovation by all those left in the ground, because he was the only player that gave a fuck today. But one thing I will say, though, I know we say we don't know all the facts and we've seen stuff. One thing I will say I've seen that is factual, that's not nice. Where is the staff? There was no security. People were on that first guy went on the pitch, was on the pitch for about a minute before Noble had to go get him. There was no stewarding, there was no police. The police turned up eventually. There was only a handful of them, and they couldn't get up the stairs because all the fans were congregating in it. That was not a safe environment for our supporters today because of the lack of staff. I don't know what happened, but where was the staff? Maybe it's just me, but I didn't. There was nobody. The last game of the season, for example, there'd be a full orange circle around the pitch, stopping people getting on the pitch. There was none of that today. There was just no staff at all, and that was worrying. But let's talk about the game. Let's wrap this game up. We'll be doing a cup of tea next week to reflect back on it. Emotions are quite high right now. Everybody on the boats got their emotions quite high and stuff, and we don't know the full facts. But Burnley deserved their win today. They were fantastic. We were shite. Moyes was shite.
They certainly was. I think Jeff
We're in deep shit.
Jeff wants a quick word with you. I think the overriding factor from today is this was a must-win game, and Moyes is going to have to work very, very hard to try and turn this around, to try and turn this into a situation where we can avoid relegation. You'd look at it and you'd think these are the easy games. Swansea was an easy game, you would hope. Burnley should have been an easy game, but the fact of the matter is, I just think the transition and the whole experiment of moving from Upton Park to Stratford has been a complete failure, and we're actually not better than Burnley, and we're not better than Swansea, and what a damning indictment of the whole move that has been. And today, whilst we've tried to sort of report on the football and try and look at the football, today has not been about football. Today has been about fan protests. You'll watch this, you'll have seen other footage on social media far closer and in far more high definition of detail than we could ever report, of the fans congregating behind the owners. Was Sullivan hit with a coin or whatever? Who knows? But I do believe, I firmly believe, that what we're seeing now is the culmination of a series of bad management and a series of poor decisions, both on the pitch and off the pitch, and just a frustrated fan base that's had enough. I think it's really very, very hard to recover from this. As I said, myself and Gio, who's had to leave now, will go and we'll have a cup of tea during the week, so please do subscribe to the channel, please do stay tuned. Wednesday or Thursday probably. We'll have a more in-depth conversation about it when the dust has settled. There's a lot more footage, a lot more stories to come through, which we will discuss then and there. It's very, very hard, I've got to say, for us that do this sort of thing, to try and react and reflect to it without being sensationalistic. But today's bad. Today's been a very, very bad day in terms of West Ham fans. Today's a bad day. I've seen 2 people crying. I've seen 1 person that's been attacked. Someone that features regularly in our videos, Danny, has been attacked by two Arsenal fans who were attending the West Ham game as well. So bad times. A lot needs to be done. You're going to read and hear a lot of negative stuff in the media. We'll be back during the week. As Gio always says, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you in a week. Thank you.